guys, welcome back to Runnin Redwood. I'm your host Donia, and I'm here with
Marileigh Kuhn.
Thank you so much for joining us, Marileigh.
Of course.
For joining me and the audience.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, like what you're involved with at Redwood and outside of Redwood.
All right. I am a junior right now. I've been on dance force since my freshman year, which is our dance team here on campus. I'm in FFA, which is part of our ag mechanics class with Mr. Kuhn, my dad. I've been an officer for 2 years. I'm currently the FFA president, and I really enjoy it. And I'm also involved in CSF.
Yes, ma'am. That's a lot of things. That's awesome. So let's like kind of jump into the stuff that you're involved with and like how you're balancing that, because you're also in a lot of like academically rigorous classes and, you know, delegating your time with managing FFA and being involved with ag and also making sure that you adhere to your dance team and stuff. How do you stay motivated and how do you keep persevering in that?
I think the key to staying motivated in anything is really finding the stuff you love to do first.
Yeah.
So, like with Dance Force, for example, I've been dancing since I was 2, and I know that that's something I truly love. It's like the thing that I go to when I'm having a hard day. So like that's something I truly love. So it's not hard to stay motivated when you truly love it. And with FFA, like agriculture and like farming and all that stuff is stuff that I've grown up with. I'm like part of many past generations of farmers, and it's something that not only like I love to be involved with, but something that's really truly important for the development of our world. So yeah, like just finding those things that you love first is very important, and then it doesn't feel like work that you have to stay motivated, and it's just fun.
Definitely. And I love that so much because not only is like, for instance, like dance, it's an art, right? And it just like keeps you so like creatively, you know, there, if that makes sense. Because things shouldn't always be like, oh, I have to make sure that I do this because somebody else wants me to do it. It's very like, it's up to your leisure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So with dance, having done it for so long, like, can you explain maybe like what is your favorite type of stuff to do in dance? Like, you're a part of dance outside of Redwood as well, and just like kind of dive deeper into that.
Yeah. I never know what to say what my favorite style of dance is. It really depends on the day. If I'm like feeling kind of like if I'm feeling more like chill, it's like ballet is my favorite because that's very like slow and pretty. If I'm like feeling hype that day, like then maybe it's hip hop. I don't know. I've done all styles forever, so literally anything. But yeah.
I love that. Would you say like you guys have been having a lot of competitions for dance lately?
Tons.
How is that going? Like, how are you dealing with that and also managing school and your personal? How are you accounting for personal time?
It's been crazy. It definitely gets stressful. I think the thing that keeps us all sane is the fact that we're not alone in that. We are a team, and that's like something this entire year we've been very lucky. We've had a great team, great bonds, and we started that off like right off the bat, and I think that's very important because we get each other through the stressful times, and we're there for each other to remind ourselves like, you don't need to be so stressed out. This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, no matter if we messed up in our dance or if the judges didn't necessarily like that on that certain day, like we end up having fun just because we did it together.
Definitely. And how do you make sure that you make time for yourself? Because I know like even just coming home from swim practice or something, I'm so tired. But you have dance force, which is 6th period, and then you go over on what is it, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
Monday through Thursday for me. Yeah.
Monday through Thursday, you go and do your additional dance studio after that, and then you go home and you're like, okay, like how do you make personal time?
My big thing is trying to get all of my homework done during the day. Like in any break I have, I try to get that all done so that way like when 6th period is over, I go home, I shower, and I rest. Like I scroll through TikTok, I'll take a nap sometimes, like because I know myself, and I know that like if I had a long dance class at 6th period and then I had dance later that night and I had homework, I would be so stressed out. So I know that I just get my work done during the day and then dance, and then I have a nice break to like chill.
Yes. So I talked so much about dance.
Oh,
How
you're
is FFA going?
It's going great.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you guys having any competitions, or like this is second semester? Are you guys preparing to have new officers come up?
Yes. So we've had a lot of speaking competitions in the past. We had our big, it's called opening closing. So for every meeting, there's an opening and closing ceremony. That's just kind of a little speech that all the officers say.
Yes, yes.
And even if you're not an officer, you are able to get involved in doing that. You put together a group of 6 and you go compete it. So we had those competitions in the fall.
Yes.
This spring semester we had a citrus judging team. So
What's that?
it's really cool. So they get together and they judge different citrus trees and like the roots, if they're going good, if they're like decaying, and they have to like put them in an order and present it in front of the judges, like the reasons why they think this orange, for example, is better than that orange. And they had state, I think, last weekend. I'm not sure if we placed, but it was a really good experience. It was our first year doing it.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to learn about, and we have some kids involved in the kind of citrus industry outside of school, like tied to their family. So it was a really cool experience for them to like get to learn more about that, because that's what we're trying to do in FFA, not just win at a competition, but to really get that experience in agriculture, whether it's citrus, whether it's welding in the shop, whether it's raising an animal over summer and showing it at the fair. Like that's what we're trying to get people involved with, and it's really cool.
Good. And you guys can only go up from here, especially with like trying new things, and new ag classes are happening, which is so exciting.
I know, Mrs. Velos, she's awesome. We all love her. It's her first year teaching and she's rocking it. A lot of these new things that we're doing is because of her. Like she's really introduced a lot to us, and I think it's going to be really great for our chapter coming forward. And yeah, she's awesome.
Good. And like with you being in FFA and everything, like that's just awesome. I'm so excited for like what you guys are gonna be doing and things like that. How would you say, like, you being an upperclassman and being a president this year, how do you feel like you're impacting maybe the lowerclassmen or other people that are like the same age as you, maybe even seniors?
Yeah, I think even just anybody, no matter what their age, joining an ag class is amazing, because I mean, obviously, like here in Tulare County in the Central Valley of California, we have tons of agriculture, but like my dad will tell you, like in his class, only about 20% of his students end up graduating and going to something with ag. But I think it's just awesome that kids want to even try to do something in the ag realm and getting involved and going out of their comfort zone. I think that's awesome. So I think like from, like you said, like I'm president, I think like helping people get involved and like kind of getting that inspired, like we always give them opportunities to like somehow get involved, but I think just like reminding them that like you being here is like great, and like these are the people that once they graduate, if they choose to go into the ag industry, like they are going to be the people that are going to change the face of agriculture for us in the future. So I think that's really important.
No, definitely. And like you even having this mindset and carrying, like it's obvious that you carry it around with yourself, and it's amazing.
Thank you.
Of course. And I just like, how do you feel? What motivates you, like as a person? Like who motivates you? What do you have to do to like keep on going? Because I know sometimes, especially second semester, it's like, okay,
For
like
sure,
I'm ready
for
for a
sure.
new start. Like, so how is that going?
It's honestly it's going good. I think part of staying motivated, like we said, like finding the stuff you love, but also finding good people in that stuff you love to like help you out, like you being my friend, and like Sadie and Gwen, and like my dad being here, like people that I love, people that I've gone to school with since kindergarten, like good people that like even if you're having a bad day, like they help lift you up, and then you find the things that you love and they do the same things, and then that bond just, it makes everything like not feel like work, and more of like it just feels like something you'd want to do every day.
Well, yeah, because if you're a part of something, you don't want it to feel like work,
right? Because
you're choosing. You don't want to be voluntold. You want to volunteer.
Exactly. Because then when it feels like work, you don't, and like that's way harder to stay motivated.
Oh, definitely. What inspires you? I'm just like so interested in that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think one of my biggest inspirations in life is my brother. He graduated last year, and like when I think back on our childhood, a lot of the things that I started doing is because he did them too. In elementary school, he played the trombone, and when it was time for me to start playing an instrument, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play trombone too, because that's what Jackson did.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I got to go to school with him for 2 years, and I loved having him at school. Like, he was always in ag. Last year, him and some of his friends in ag mechanics, they were working on this boat that they're still working on now.
Oh, wow.
But like seeing him do all that and like doing all those big things, it was like, I really want to do those too. And now he's in college. He's actually at a swim meet right now, and he's swimming.
Yeah.
And like, I love watching him do stuff that like he loves, and that like makes him like, I know he's gonna be so successful in life, and that just makes me want to keep going too.
I love that. Just because he's like somebody so close to you, and you know that he's someone so genuine that you can rely on.
Oh yeah.
I think that having that base is so important.
Yeah.
And it's so great that like, because you're self-motivated, and having somebody else kind of like drive you and propel you to do even greater things is so amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm like thinking about so going back all the way to school and back to your personal time, how do you time manage? Because my time management is actually horrendous.
Same.
So how do you do that?
I think, well, every day's different. Some days I'm like on top of things, super productive, and other days I'm like, I am exhausted. I'm going to give myself a break. So I think just really like staying in tune with myself throughout the day. If I'm like, I am about to run into a wall, I need to drink a Dr. Pepper to wake me up.
Do you add anything in the Dr. Pepper? Because
oh my God. Yes. Okay. Have you seen like where they do like the half and half, or like the It's so good.
I went to Sonic yesterday and I got a Dr. Pepper with cherry and vanilla.
Was it good?
It was so good. You have to.
Okay, I'll go. Yes,
please do.
I will. But yeah, it just depends on the day. If I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling like I can go climb Mount Everest, like, then my time management's probably better and I'll get more done. But I just, like, I try to prioritize myself too. And if I need a break, I get myself one. Yeah.
That's so important. I cannot express how much like breaks are needed.
Absolutely.
I feel like, okay, getting on that Rory Gilmore grind, like that's amazing. That's exceptional.
Yes.
But then also knowing how to delegate that is just so important. I feel like that's such a loss, like, I don't want to say resource, but I feel like it's a loss, like knowledge.
Agreed.
Like people don't understand how to do it.
Yeah.
So how are you doing it? Did you like that segue?
I do. That was like smooth. Well, I think you and I both agree that, like we said, taking breaks, like, and the importance in that, because like working really hard is great, but driving yourself into the ground is not. So I think being able to differentiate when it's like, okay, I'm good, I'm feeling motivated, I can keep going, is like, that's great. But like, if you're like, I have 80 assignments to do and I haven't slept in the past 3 days.
Yeah. How productive are you really going to be?
Exactly. Yeah, it's more productive to give yourself that time to refresh and then go back fully recharged than to do it on running on nothing and getting nothing accomplished.
100%. I agree with you so much about that, and you knew I was gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
What do you think the importance is of like getting people like to participate with stuff? Because so in English class we're writing op-eds, right?
Yes.
And I had just written my previous op-ed on how like the lack of participation just in school in general, especially like second semester, like it was just such a bad excuse, but when second semester comes around, people are like, okay, well, I have my priorities in check, like some stuff doesn't matter. Like you being involved with FFA, with dance, and having these long time commitments, they're not just brief.
Right.
Why is it important to stay involved?
I think honestly people are afraid to get involved in things because they think they're gonna get viewed as, I don't know, not cool, not popular, or like judged by, if that's their friends or even just people that don't even really know them. But I feel like what they don't realize is when you get involved in these amazing things, like you could find the things that you really love, or you can find the things that you really don't like.
Exactly.
I think getting involved is important for people who want to go to college and like have careers one day, because not everybody knows what they want to do straight out of high school. So I think just trying to get involved and trying to find those things you like. So if you get into college and you pick a major that you absolutely hate, you don't want to get stuck doing that for the rest of your life. So I think getting involved and like finding those things that you're like, I really like this, I really want to pursue this in my life, that's important, because then you know what path you want to go on.
Exactly. And I really feel like it's a way to stay grounded.
Agreed.
Because you find, like you said, you find things that you like or don't like. And I feel like if you wait until you reach a higher education or you graduate high school, you don't have the opportunity to be around like-minded individuals who want to be in the same thing, who express the same passion.
Yeah.
That's great. And have you seen like stuff like that, like through dance kind of? Have you seen people maybe either falter in their passion or find their passion through dance?
Yeah, definitely. I know some people, like in past teams, when they, like a couple years ago, like when they come to dance team at Redwood, it's a lot, and sometimes they're like, you know what, maybe dance isn't the thing I'm going to do forever. So maybe they don't do their studio and they just do dance force, which is perfectly fine. And I think like being able to know what things in your life you need to let go is extremely important, because it's not selfish to not like enjoy things as much as you used to. It just means that you're growing. And I think like being able to let go those things is really important, and then you're going to find the things that you truly love. Or even sometimes if you let them go and then maybe in a couple months you're like, I really miss it, that's when you know, like, okay, I really did love that, you know?
Oh, that's such a lovely way to put it. That's such a
Thanks.
That was very well articulated. I love
Thank
it.
you.
So I guess, what advice would you just relay? Like, what is something that you wish somebody told you earlier that you think everybody should know?
I think it's just, don't get stuck in the mindset of everybody is caring about every single thing that I'm doing. You know, like, everyone's gonna judge me for liking this thing. Everyone's gonna hate me for joining this club. Everyone's gonna think I'm crazy for liking Taylor Swift. Because at the end of the day, like, a lot of these people that we see on campus, some of them you're gonna go to college with and be best friends with for the rest of your life. A lot of them you're not. And you shouldn't ever let anyone tell you what you can like, what you can dislike, what things can make you happy. If the things that make you happy, that's what's most important. And no one should be judging you for that. No, and like those people that do should be let go. Like, those are not the right people to have into your life. And you shouldn't ever be stuck in the mindset of caring so much about what other people think that like you don't even know who you are anymore.
Wow. Yes. Ditto everything. You know, like, when you were saying that, what I was thinking of is on social media, like, I see it, like, there's a few videos that I've seen that kind of are the same. And it's all where it's like the person has a person, and then it zooms out to like a larger scale, and then it zooms out to the Earth, and you're like, okay, well,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're just a planet in space, and then it zooms out, and it just shows like our galaxy.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, if I say something, I'm not even gonna recall what I do. I can't change your perception of me.
Exactly.
So why do I have to be so consumed by what you think? Like, so I just love the way that you worded it much nicer.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about though. Like, but it's like we're just a little speck on a big rock in this just like floating galaxy, like
Horton Hears a Who.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess, like, I don't know. That's just, I'm really happy we had this conversation.
Me too.
And I loved it. Is there anything else that you want people to know? Anything that you want people to be informed about your clubs and things like that?
Actually, yeah. National FFA week is coming up. It's actually,
when?
Wait, it's not next week. It's the week after.
Okay.
And we're doing a big lunchtime activity on February 23rd and we're going to go on the quad. We're going to have some teams, and they're going to do like this kind of obstacle course thing where you have to chug milk and run in rubber boots, I think.
Rubber boots?
It's just, it's just something silly to celebrate. It's a big week to celebrate just what FFA is and what it's there for. So that'll be really fun. And advice, I don't know, don't care about what people think. If social media is bringing you down, it's toxic, and get off of it.
Don't involve things in your life that are not nurturing.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
You said it way better.
No, you said so many things way better. I think we've concluded maybe we're just like too good.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, farewell.